Hello, welcome to my live Forever in Motion class. My name is Kereen and I'm a recreation therapist with the Community Older Adult team, and I will be leading your class for today. What you're going to need is the usual things, or are the usual things that I get you to grab. Your tubing or TheraBand, a good sturdy chair, good pair of running shoes, and your water bottle. You have all those things, we are good to go. So you might notice something behind me here today, so I was kind of scrambling trying to get this ready for you. I'm hoping that, okay, let me take a look at it here. I'm hoping that it shows in the, nope, that one doesn't. Okay, nope, we're going to switch those around. How about, okay, abort. That's not working. How about we do it this way? There we go. Okay, so these are some words that I want you to remember for today. I'm going to show you these words, and how about we do this? There, that one works that way. And how do we do this one? There we go. That works. Okay, how about we try this again? Shoe, house, dinner, cat, hero, habit. Remember those words. I will have them hanging up here for a bit, and then I'm going to take them down, and I want you to tell me at the end of the class what today's words were. So there they are. Working at your own pace as always. Let's start off with the march. If at any point you're feeling pain, discomfort, or like you're overexerting yourself, make sure that you stop, slow down, or adapt whatever you're doing. We always want it to be a safe class. Most of the exercises can be done either standing or seated. If the seated version is anything different than what we're doing standing, I will show you what you do for that option. Posture. You want to be standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders back and down. Your core is engaged, so you're bracing your stomach nice and tight as though someone's going to give you a good playful punch in the stomach. And that chest up nice and proud. There's another way of cueing it, or that you're showing off a new necklace or a new bow tie. Let's see. Oh gosh, there's so many different ways of saying all of these things. So those are the main ideas. Working at your own pace, standing up nice and tall, sitting up nice and tall, doing what you need to do. Have fun. All right, let's take the legs wide. Oh, the water bottle. I didn't mention the water bottle. Feel free to grab a drink of water anytime. It's important to stay hydrated, helps to regulate body temperature, and it helps to prevent cramps. So feel free to grab a drink anytime. You don't need to wait for me to tell you it's time for a drink. Let's go wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Keep those arms moving with it. We want to warm up upper body and lower body. Can you still see those words? I'm going to let you see them a little longer. Chair is there for whatever level of support you need. Either both hands on the chair, maybe just fingertips on the chair, or one hand, or doing the seated option. Whatever works for you, or to switch back and forth from standing to seated. It's your workout, do what you need. All right, so let's bring those legs back in, and you know what, I didn't switch. So whichever leg you were starting with, let's switch the opposite. So I was starting with my left. Let's stick that wide, wide, narrow, narrow with the right this time. Yeah, let's see. Okay, thank you. Just checking to see if everything's going all right on your end, so it looks like it is. So we are good to continue. All right, and let's just take this back to a regular march. And we will take that to a side step now. So just a single side step. We're just stepping to the side, step together, step to the side, step together. Pretty easy. As always, working at your own pace. Let's take the hands to the same side as the legs to start with. switch that up. Let's have the arms and legs going to the opposite this time. And if I'm going too fast for you, feel free to slow it down. We're still kind of warming up, so don't worry about going too fast yet if I'm going too slow for you. And 4, 3, 2, last one, and back to a regular march. Taking that to a hopscotch front, so just either touching or reaching towards opposite ankle in the front. Again, working at your own pace. If you are able to and would like to touch opposite ankle, go for it. If just reaching for it is what's working for you today, go for that. Always listen to your body. Do what works for you. And 4, 3, 2, last one, each side, and back to a march. I am going to grab a drink of water. Feel free to do the same. Just make sure you keep those legs moving. This is your chance to see the sign with the words on there without me standing in front of it. I'm going to take it down pretty soon though. All right, so starting up again, let's start off with a V step. So it's in the shape of a V. We're starting out on the narrow part at the back, and then we step wide, wide to the tops of the V. I'm sure you get it. So wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. If you are comfortable with that, then let's add in some arms. And with the arms, what I like to do is as the legs are going wide, to take the arms wide. And vice versa. Same thing exactly if you're doing it seated. So for today's class, I'm going to start out by doing the demonstration of what we're doing. I'm going to start with the standing, as you can see, but I am going to switch and do part of the demonstration seated, and when I'm doing the seated version, feel free to do it standing. Okay, let's tap down and switch sides. But now, okay, so I was going with my left, now I'm going to start with my right. I want to start arms out, and then when you step out, bring it in. So it's the reverse with the arms this time. How you doing? Still with me? As always, also, if you find a move too confusing, feel free to start over from scratch with the arms and legs in whatever way you need to, or just to take it, if you're getting frustrated, we don't want anyone getting frustrated. So if nothing else, just take it back to a march on the spot. That's totally fine. Main thing is that you keep moving. So now that I've already taken it to a march, how about we stick with the march? And we'll take it to a double side step. So we're going to take 2 to the side, 2 steps. So 1, 2 this way, 1, 2 this way. And let's do some diamond arms with that. Okay, keep going with those diamond arms. I think I've had this up here long enough for you. You got it? Okay, I'm taking it down. Remember those words. I will be showing them to you again at the end, and we'll see if you remember them. I was scrambling trying to find a pin to hang that up for you. Okay, let's just take it back to a regular march. Next up is that hopscotch. So we did the hopscotch front. This time around, let's do hopscotch back. So instead of touching ankle in the front, it's touching the opposite heel in the back, or just simply reaching towards it. Same idea seated, it's just a little bit tougher, but you can still do it. Okay, so fairly easy. Like I said, feel free to just reach towards if you need. Nothing too complicated quite yet. I'll try and challenge you a little bit more coming up here. On 4, 3, 2, last one, and back to a march. All right, so we will go through those 4 different things, I guess. We'll go through them all again, but with a slightly different variation of it. So we started out with the wide, wide, narrow, and then we went to a V step. So now let's take it one step further, and let's do a diamond step. So it's going to be that V step, but then on the top, it's going to come back to that legs together or to a point, kind of like a diamond, okay? Or I guess a letter A. So starting out, legs together, and I'm going to start with the left. So taking it wide, wide, and then narrow at the top, wide, wide, narrow at the back. Keep going. I'm going to step back a little bit so I'm not coming right up into your face. Okay, get good with that, or comfortable with that, and we will add some arms. Okay, here's me with this arms in and out. Out, in. So I'm guessing you know where this is going to go when we switch legs. Okay, here we're going to switch. So tap down. We're going to start with the right. Arms are starting out now, so the opposite. And then back out in the front. I'm going to back up again. Remember, work at your own pace, whatever works for you. And let's do this one more time. And we'll take it back to a march here. Okay, so that was our diamond arms. So the next one, it was a side step and then double side step. So now we're going to take it to the grapevine if you feel that you can do so carefully, or safely, I should say. We always want you to be careful. That chair, I didn't mention in the beginning here, we stand to the side of it when we're leading these classes. We stand to the side so you can see what we're doing with our feet, but we always recommend that you are behind it or within arm's reach at least, so that if you need it, it's there for you. All right, so now grapevine is our next progression with the side movements. So step to the side, and let's step in front, step out together, step to the side, cross in front, bring it out together. You can take that to whatever speed you want, whatever works for you, safely. And let's swing the arms. I'm going to try not to bash into my chair. Oh, arms this way. Oh my goodness. Holy, what a difference. Crossing the arms and crossing the legs. Oh boy, that was a brain challenge that I was not expecting. That was kind of cool. That's what you get for live classes. You never know what you're going to get. You, as the participants watching it, or the viewers, or us as the leaders. Okay, let's go back one more time. This is kind of funny. Okay, and back to a march. And then for our hopscotch, so we did hopscotch front, hopscotch back, and yes, now we combine the two and we will alternate front and back. So you're still standing up nice and tall, core engaged through all this, right? Okay, so hopscotch front, and this is reaching towards or touching. So front, front, back, back, front, front, back, back. Keep going with that at whatever pace works for you. And how about we do 4 more? No, that'll take too long. How about the last one? Here we go. And back to a march. I need a drink of water. Feel free to do the same. Keep those legs moving. One that I was going to do with you and totally forgot. I wanted to do tapping out to the side. And then once you are used to that and ready to add in the arms, you can punch across to the opposite side and make that punch as intense as you wish. Remember, this is your workout. You can make it even just a reach. And I think I did mention in the last class that I did for Facebook that I think I did a reach with you. And the reason we do practice these reaches is because it's a good thing to practice reaches in your Forever in Motion class, in your exercise class, because you're doing it in a safe environment, right? And then if you get more stable and more comfortable with doing that reach, then in your everyday life, when you need to reach for something, you are more stable and less likely to have a fall, because a lot of falls do happen when people are reaching. Okay, that was kind of a long drawn out explanation that threw in there just because. Okay, let's take this back. 4, 3, 2, last 1, and just to a regular march. So, like I said, started out with the punching, went to the reaching, whatever, as long as you're moving, it's all good. Okay, so also, like I said, I was going to do the first part of it standing for the demonstration. And now what I would like to do is some seated demonstration, but because I don't know about you, but my heart rate is a little bit elevated still, and I don't want to sit down quite yet because I won't be working as hard. So I'm going to grab another drink. Feel free to do the same. Not that you can't work hard and seated, because I do plan on working you decently in the next part of this as well. All right, moving my chair into view. And so a lot of the things that we just did, we're going to kind of do the same thing. Okay, so let's start. We're marching on the spot. Get those arms moving with it. Feel free to do it standing. And let's do that wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Oh boy, that's a really wild view. To do it that way, I'm going to go sideways. Wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Makes my legs look really long. I wish they were that long, but they're not. Okay, you're going at your own pace here. We're doing the wide, wide, narrow, narrow. What I would like to do different here is I want you to stomp. You're going to really hear my floor going now. Good thing there's no one in the basement. Okay, give it a stomp within your tolerance. What works for you. Remember, always listen to your body. So we are stomping here. Work a little bit on that impact to work on our bone density. You're still sitting up nice and tall, core engaged. Okay, let's just go to a regular. Drop that stomp. And let's take it to tiptoes. Keep the legs together. You don't have to do the wide, wide, narrow, narrow here. Let's just do tiptoes. If you're standing, you can still do tiptoes standing. You might need to hang on to or stay near your chair, as we recommend you always do. Okay, so this is tiptoes. Keep those arms moving with it. And let's switch that up to heels. So heel down, toe pointing up. We're marching on our heels. And you're probably thinking, yeah, this is somewhat challenging, but not that challenging. But wait, there's more. Okay, so let's just take that back to a regular march. And what I want to do now is a little bit with kind of intervals, playing with the speed a little bit. So again, working at your own pace. I'm going to be pushing you a little bit to go a little bit faster, but if that doesn't work for you, don't do it. Do what works for you. All right, so we are going to pick it up. Let's say there's a dog chasing us, so let's go fast. Get those legs moving. Feel free to stomp a little bit with it, but you don't even need to stomp. You're just going to be automatically stomping, getting those feet going. Okay, take it easy. Whew, we got away from that dog. Just regular pace. Slow that down, catch your breath a bit again. Okay. That was tough. Good thing we got away from that dog, but guess what? There's another one. Let's go. Here's another dog. We have to outrun that dog. It's kind of tough to get the arms moving that fast when you're sitting. So do what works for you. Keep those legs moving to whatever pace. If you can, keep going fast. Keep going for a little bit longer. We're almost there. Almost outrun that dog. 4, 3, 2. Okay, back to regular. Oh my gosh, we got away from that dog now. My apologies if you're dog lovers and you're taking offense from me using the dog as a bad thing here. Let's just say the dog is chasing you because he wants to give you playful mauling kisses. And you're not up for that right now. So I'm not saying the dog is going to harm you. Maybe it's a playful dog. Okay, we are going to go, let's go fast again. And in 3, 2, 1, let's go fast. Whatever works for you. Get those legs moving. If you want to stomp with it, feel free to stomp with it. But like I said, it's going to kind of be stomping, even just trying to do it fast. You will be stomping a little. Okay, whoo, keep going a little bit. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, holy moly. Okay, let's take that. You're still sitting up nice and tall. How you doing? Feel free to slow it down even more. Catch your breath. Let's take it back to the heel. So we are walking on our heels again. Bringing those toes up, working a little bit on that mobility and flexibility in our ankles. Our first line of defense if we lose our balance. So we need to keep those ankles nice and flexible and strong. Okay, switching that to tiptoes. All right, and let's just take that back to a regular march. And we'll do a nice slow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. We got away from all the dogs. Heck, I grew up on a farm. I had roosters chasing me too, so the dog is the easy thing to have chase you in comparison to that. And let's just bring those legs in together. Keep them there. Oh, and again, I started with one leg, but not the other, so let's start with the other one. I started with my left before. Let's do a little bit. A few more of the wide, wide, narrow, narrow, starting with the other leg. In my case, it's the right. All right, and back to a regular march. And I am going to stand up and grab a drink of water. Feel free to do the same. Keep those legs moving. You want your breathing rate and your heart rate to be back down to normal. You can see my hands still moving. If you haven't caught on, I like to talk with my hands a lot. All right, and like I said, you should be, hopefully, your breathing rate and your heart rate back down to normal. Okay, so we will get into the strength building portion or component of today's class. What we're going to do, I would like to start out with some posture exercises. So first up, the shoulder retraction. So either standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. If you're sitting, have your hands on your thighs and you are dragging your hands on your thighs back. If you're standing, you are just pulling those shoulder blades back and down, squeezing them together. And then you can release, give a little bit of a shake there. Take those shoulder blades back and down, squeeze, and release. This time, let's do that chin tuck. So starting out with that nice little L, put your thumb on your chest, your index finger on your chin, and pull your chin back from there. You might have to talk, buddy, if you do that. And then release, and what you normally find when you release, you don't take that chin back to that same jutted out. You don't even realize that you are jutting your chin. So every once in a while, it's a good thing to do. Do that chin tuck. Okay, so let's do the shoulder retraction and then add in the chin tuck. This is a really good time to not do a photo. All right, shaking that out. Another posture one, actually it's a rotator cuff one, more so than posture. The cookie tray. So as though you have a cookie, or how about a plate of cookies on each hand, and you don't want to dump them, so you don't want your hands down at that angle, and you don't want them up this angle. You don't want to dump the cookies on you either. You just want your forearm parallel to the floor. Elbows stay tucked into your sides, and your shoulders are back and down. Keep your shoulders level, and just open those hands up. Try and keep those elbows against your side. This is a tough one. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep those hands, your forearm parallel to the floor the whole time. And then hold that for a bit and bring it back in. Okay, and take it out again. Keep those elbows tucked. Make sure you're still breathing. Don't hold your breath on this one. Bring the arms back in, and let's take it out one more time. All right. You don't want the arms up or down. And those hands should stay in line with your forearm. And back in. All right, shake that out. And grab your bands and your chair. We will do the paddler's row. So sitting up nice and tall towards the front of your chair, like we normally get you to do. Putting that band under your feet. Point your toes so that the band doesn't roll up and smack you in the face. Sitting up nice and tall, you've got resistance on the band with your arms extended. Your hands are on your thighs, closer to your knees. Like I said, you're sitting up nice and tall, core engaged. Take a breath in and exhale as you're pulling back and then pressing back. So it's kind of like, and then you want to inhale on that release. So you're pulling until you get in line with your body, and then you're pressing to get it a little bit past whatever works for you. You might want to let up a little bit on the resistance. It's a little bit tougher than the back row. Back row, you're bending those elbows. This one, you want straight elbows. So take a breath in and exhale. Inhale on the release. Nice, slow, and controlled. We are going the same speed, both directions. Don't let the band snap your arms back any faster. You want to go the same speed, working your muscles both directions. You're still exhaling as you're pushing back or pulling for the first part, and then pushing. Eyes on the horizon. Normally, I am looking to the side so that I can see that you can see me properly. If you're watching your device, then hopefully that's directly in front of you so that you're not cranking your head funny to see it. And we've done quite a few. Let's do one more. Okay. Good for that. I am going to set my chair to the side. Next, let's do, that's a chest exercise. I haven't done a chest squeeze for a while, so let's do a chest squeeze today. Grab the band in your right hand. Cross your left wrist over top of your right. Grab so your pinkies are either fairly close together or touching. You want that good base of support, so your feet are about shoulder width apart, slight bend to your knees, core engaged. The band, your arms are kind of in front of you. You're not extending them out. And about armpit height. So take a breath in and exhale as you're pulling those arms apart. Keep the shoulders relaxed. You don't want them up at your ears. Slow and controlled, both directions. And one more here, and then we are going to, you know what, let's do one more. What the heck? Let's switch. So keep hanging on to it with your right hand. With your left hand, tuck it underneath so that your left wrist is now below your right wrist. And same idea, bring those arms in closer to you. You still got that nice base of support, but if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, bring those legs in a little bit closer, or even do a stride stance. It doesn't have to be, what's the word? Doesn't have to be tightrope, but even just staggered as though you were going to take a step. That will challenge you a little bit more. Okay, so whatever works for you. Take a breath in and exhale as we're pulling apart. So just different ways to kind of challenge your balance the same time as you are doing your strengthening exercises. If you want to bump it up a notch, there's always that option. Nice, slow and controlled. We are exhaling on the exertion. So when we're pulling apart, inhale as we release. Try to go the same speed both directions. And I got busy talking again. I think that this was probably the last one, but let's do one more just for good measure. There we go. So shaking that out. That was our chest squeeze. Back squeeze. That's another one I haven't done for a while in my Facebook Live classes. So this one. And one thing that we all kind of tend to do lots of times is grab kind of in the middle of the band. But you can extend the life of your band by picking different spots occasionally. So, good base of support, or challenging yourself by trying something different. I'm going to put a different leg in front this time and more in line. So this time, instead of pinkies touching or close together, this time it's your index fingers together or touching, fairly close together or touching. Bring your arms in again. They're not extended out in front of you. And take a breath in. Exhale as you are pulling apart. Inhale as you release. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down. Pretend as though you are squeezing some orange juice. Squeezing an orange, trying to squeeze some orange juice. Or maybe you're squeezing a tennis ball. I don't know, what else might you be squeezing between your shoulder blades? Because we all squeeze oranges and tennis balls between our shoulder blades, right? All right, how about 2 more? And last one. Good. Shaking that up. Grab a drink of water. Next up, upright row. And there are various ways to do this. The way that I like to do it with the band is you've got both ends here, cross them over, and then kind of grab onto each end, but a little bit of the band, just so that it's a little bit more, feels a little bit more stabilized to me. So you've got slight bend to your knees again. Make sure you're tucking your tail, you're not leaning forward on this one. Your hands are in front of you. Take a breath in, and remember your core is engaged. Breath in, and exhale as you're bringing those elbows up and out. So for this one, don't worry about bringing those arms too high. My hands are only coming up to about the base of my chest or to my armpits again. That's sometimes an easier way of cueing it, is to the armpits. You want to make sure that your wrists stay below your elbows and that your elbows don't go any higher than your shoulders. So about shoulder height at the most. And if you're doing that, then you don't see this with the doggy paws, because that's really hard on your wrists. So you don't want to do that. And we'll just do a couple more here. And last one. So that is our shoulder exercise for today. Next, let's do our biceps. So you kind of stayed in that same position-ish. Okay, standing on your bend. Getting a little warm in here. I'm going to switch on my fan quickly. Hang on a second. Not working. We won't worry about it then. Okay. Standing on the band, make sure you've got resistance in the band. When your arms are extended, core is engaged, have those shoulders down and back, chin is tucked, right? And take a breath in. Let's see, what are we doing for today? Let's do the reverse bicep. So your palms are facing backwards. And usually find it easier if the top of the band is coming out of the top by your thumb. Okay, so take a breath in and exhale as you bring the arms up, and inhale as you release. Make sure you keep those elbows tucked in, nice and close to your sides, so you have a newspaper under your arm and you don't want to drop that newspaper. And this bicep curl in particular, this works, it is a bicep curl, so it does work your biceps, but it also, each variation of the bicep curl works your biceps a little bit differently. This one works your forearm a little bit more so, or you feel it in your forearm more than the other ones. And so this one, it's functional for you in that it helps you with things like opening jars or turning doorknobs, that kind of thing. So really nice to include this one in the rotation of things every once in a while when you are leading a class, or even if you're just doing the exercises on your own at home sometime. Okay, now again, lots of chatter, let's do one more. And that's good. Going for our tricep extension. So take it in your right hand, throw it over your left shoulder, and I like with the version out to the side. So take your elbow to the side. Your left hand is grabbing on fairly close. That right hand does not move, that stays on your shoulder. Left hand, grab on fairly close, take a breath in, and exhale as you are straightening that arm out, extending that out. Nice, slow and controlled again. Don't let the band snap your arm back in any faster than what you were doing on the way out. And we're still doing that exhaling on exertion, right? I know it feels more natural to do it the other way, but this is the way that if you get into the habit of doing it, it's a good thing, because then that allows your muscles, the oxygen, to get to your muscles in time to do the work. If you took a breath while you were doing the work, the oxygen wouldn't have enough time to get there. Let's do one more. There we go. And your muscles need oxygen to work, so that's why there's a method to our madness of why we breathe that way. Take it in your left hand this time, throw it over your right shoulder, keep that arm there. Grab on with your right hand fairly close to the left, but from the bottom. Don't take it from the top, because then that can make your hand pull that way and hurt your wrist, or it could pull against your skin and hurt your skin that way. So, right arm, elbow out, grabbing on fairly close. Take a breath in and exhale. Oh, and remember, there's always that option to challenge your balance a little bit. I didn't do that with the first side, so how about we do it with the second side, just because. Okay, so I'm going to take, remember, you could either just bring your legs in closer, so it's rather than hip width apart or shoulder width apart, bring your legs in closer, narrowing your base of support. Or you could do a stride stance, or tightrope, or heel toe. I'm going to try heel toe for the last couple here. And last one. There we go. Shake that out. And we are done with our band for today. Grab your chair. We are going to do a seated walk for our core exercise today. Just out of habit, sitting at the front. So if you are sitting at the front of your chair, what you want to do for the seated walk, you're going to shift your weight to one hip, lift up the other butt cheek, hip and butt cheek, because you actually want to lift that right off the chair. Move that back, and then keep that pattern of shift your weight, lift the opposite side, move it back, shift your weight to that side, lift up the opposite, move it back. Once you're at the back, do the same thing to get to the front. Very functional move. Great for your obliques and very functional. If you ever fall on the floor, can't get back up, this is a great way to scoot yourself across the floor to either get to your phone or to bang on the front door or the walls, depending on where you live, to get somebody to help you. So keep that in mind. Practice this every once in a while. It's a great way to get to the front of the chair too, if you're sitting in a really deep, comfy, lazy boy and you're trying to get up. Much easier to get up from the front of the chair than the back. Get yourself up to the front, and then we're up at the front. So bring those feet back a little bit, shift your weight forward, and then you can stand up. There, that was a perfect segue into the next move that I want to do with you, which is a squat. But I'm just going to move my chair back a little bit. So the squat, instead of just our usual squat, what I wanted to do with you today, and if you're doing the seated version, you can do just the extend, ham curl. So that's, you can start going ahead with that if you like. Standing version, instead of just our usual squat, what I'd like you to do is go in front of your chair so that you can feel that chair behind you with your legs. I want you to squat down so that you can feel, just so that you feel the chair on your legs. So you're not quite putting your weight down onto the chair, but you can feel the chair with the backs of your thighs, and then come back up. My heel is squeaking against the chair leg. Keep your chest up. You don't want to be looking at the floor. If you're looking at the floor, you're more likely to land up there. Okay, core is engaged. When you're standing up, you are pushing down through the heels, squeezing those glute or butt muscles together. And how about, let's take it down and let's just kind of pulse there a little bit. 4, 5, and back up. And let's go down, pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back up. Oh, let's do this one more. Take it down and pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back up. Shake that out. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Was everything I wanted to do with you again today. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Because we're having fun today. We do always, right? All right, so next up is our hip abduction. And so that is taking the leg out to the side. Toe is a little bit pigeon toe, turning in. You're leading with the heel. We are alternating legs. Chair is there for whatever level of support you need. Nice, slow and controlled. Core is still engaged. And for the sake of time, we're only going to do a couple more like this. And let's throw in that pulsing again. So take it out and pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count the other way around. Pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure that heel is turned in. Pulse, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more each side if you've got it in you. If you don't, that's totally fine. Feel free to stop. 4, 3, 2, 1. And last one. Pulse. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. I don't know if you're feeling it, but I'm feeling that in those abductor muscles. If you're feeling it, that's a good thing, right? Feeling it, feeling that burn, that's a good thing. If you're actually feeling pain, that's not a good thing. You've gone too far and you need to tone it down. Same thing with stretches. You don't ever want to feel pain in your stretches. All right, last for the strengthening is the heel toe raise. So going up onto your toes. So think about going up onto your big toes rather than all your toes so that you are keeping your feet more firm rather than your heels going out, trying to compensate. And then go back onto your heels, bring those toes up as much as you can. Let's slow that down as much as we can. And we'll do one more each way. And whoa, keeping with that pulsing theme, go up onto your toes and let's pulse. Don't go down onto your heels. Chair is there for whatever level of support. I'm going to hang on to the chair for this one so I can keep going with that pulse. So my heels are up and I'm pulsing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's shake that out a little bit. Let's do it one more time. Can we do it one more time? If you've had enough, feel free to stop. Okay, up onto the toes and pulse. Can we do that for, let's see, did it for a few. Let's go 5 more. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh gosh, I can't even count today. Just trying to finish too fast. All right, we are done with our workout with the strength part now. Now for my favorite part of the workout, the stretching, the flexibility. I'm going to grab a drink of water. Feel free to do the same. And we'll start with our flexibility. Do you remember the words that I had up in the beginning of the class? I'm going to be bringing those back out in a bit. And we'll see if you remember those words. Okay, so flexibility. This is where you can turn on that nice relaxing music. All right, so extending out the one leg, heel down, toe pointing up. You're sitting towards the front of your chair. If you are leaning on a leg for support, it is that bent one. Soft knee, you don't ever want to lock any joints. And we are just going to hinge forward at the hips. So anytime we are hinging forward to about that 30, 45 degree angle, whatever you're hinging forward, you always want to maintain that neutral spine, head, neck, and spine all in good alignment. So for this one, you should feel a nice stretch in your hamstring in the back of your thigh. Pull the toe up more towards your shin, and you should feel a stretch more in your calf. All right, shake that out a bit. Other heel down, toe pointing up, hands on the opposite leg, bent leg. Leaning forward, hinging at the hips, not curving the spine. Feel that nice stretch in your hamstring. Make sure you are not holding your breath. Pull the toe up more towards your shin. Feel the stretch more so in your calf. Feel free to hinge forward a little bit more if you like, just making sure that you're keeping head, neck, spine in alignment and that you aren't curving the spine for this. All right, shaking that out. Next, let's go for the hip flexor quad stretch. So, I'm going to turn my chair a little bit so you can see me a little better in the view here. So, one butt cheek on the chair, other butt cheek off. That front leg is going back. You are sitting up nice and tall, core engaged. If you are leaning forward slightly, you aren't going to feel the stretch as much. This is where you want to feel that stretch in your hip flexors and in your quads. So, sitting up nice and tall. Feel free to take some deep breaths here and there. Feels good. Some people like to extend that same arm as the leg that's back. Extend that same arm up. Feel free to lean back just slightly if you want to feel that stretch a little bit more intense. Also feel free to grab onto the chair if you need to hang on for a little bit more security. All right, bring that down, switch sides. That front leg is back and sitting up nice and tall. You can pretend as though there's a string on that hip and it's pulling that hip forward, so press that hip forward so that you can feel that stretch. Lean back slightly. Eyes on the horizon. Feel free to add in that arm or to hang on to your chair for more stability. All right, bringing it to the front. I'm going to change the angle again. So bring that one leg up. We are going to go for that glute hip stretch. So you can either just bring that leg, if you're able to, bring the leg up right across. If you're not able to do that, even sometimes people find it easier to use the one leg as a ramp and bring their leg up that way. If that's not an option, even just having your leg at whatever level works for you, totally fine. For me, I will be having my leg up here and hinging forward at the hips. That gives you a nice stretch. This is where you want to feel that stretch. And another option is to give a gentle press on the inside of your knee. So a couple different ways of increasing the intensity of that stretch a little bit, making me feel that a little bit more. Feels better. For me, feels good. Should feel good. All right, shake that out. Other leg to whatever level works for you. And you might be different on one side than the other. That's totally normal too. Different flexibility levels on different sides of our body. So hinging forward at the hips, head, neck, spine in good alignment. And feel free to give an extra little push on the inside of your knee. All right, shaking that out. I'm going to stand for the rest of these. Feel free to continue seated if you like. And let's go for an oblique stretch. So we want to stretch out the obliques, but we don't want to curve the spine in the process. So reaching up and give a gentle pull diagonally so we get that nice stretch. But like I said, we're not compromising our spine in the process. That same arm that's reaching up, bend it down, reach it down between your shoulder blades. Gentle press on your elbow or in your triceps area. This is where you want to feel the stretch. If you have shoulder issues and that doesn't feel so good, feel free to take that across to the other side. Okay, shaking that out. Other arm, reach it up. Gentle pull, slightly diagonal. Feel a nice stretch in your obliques. That same arm, reach it down between your shoulder blades. Gentle press on your elbow or in your triceps area. Again, this is where you want to feel that stretch, or feel free to take it across to the other side if you've got shoulder issues. All right, bringing that down. Take the arms out to the side. Stretch open. Nice big chest stretch. Bring the arms down a little bit, about a 45-degree angle. Thumbs are up. Let's rotate the thumbs around again. Press the shoulders back. Feel that more so in your biceps now. Rotate those thumbs back up again. Bend the hands back at the wrist. Rotate around again, press the shoulders back, and you should be feeling a stretch in your forearms. Keep those shoulders pressed back. Again, feel free to take those nice deep breaths here and there. Your flexibility component should be nice and relaxing. Release that. Let's do some nice big shoulder rolls backwards. I think I forgot our shoulder stretch, so let's take one arm up to the side, bring the arm across from underneath, grab on, pull it in closer. What we can do is do an adductor stretch at the same time. Spread your stance and take that to the side. You can actually throw in some hand circles there. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in your shoulder area and in your adductor muscle. Reverse direction with your hand. Shake that out. Take the other arm across from underneath, grab on, pull it in closer. Take the other leg to the side. Your core is still engaged and you're standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. Reverse the direction with your hand. Shaking that out, keep your shoulders level. Take one ear down to your shoulder. Opposite arm is reaching for the floor. And head back up to the center. Other ear to your shoulder. Opposite arm reaching for the floor. Okay, and head back up to the center. Finishing off with 3 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. So take deep breath in and exhale. Keep your chest up. Deep breath in and exhale. One last time, deep breath in, stretch it up and give yourself a hand. I'm sure you did awesome as always. And no, I did not forget. I will be bringing out those words here. Let's see how many words You remember, do I have it the right way? Nope, let's flip that upside down. Okay, so did you remember the words? Hero, habit, dinner, cat, shoe, and house. How'd you do? Okay, I will try to have a whole different brain challenge for you next time around. So I hope you enjoyed that today. Hope you enjoyed the class today. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below or to email or call us. Totally fine. We appreciate the feedback. That's it for today. Take care, everybody. We will see you next time.